Welcome to Jordan May YouTube channel, and this is where I'm going to drop in some life updates to continue the journey into this realm to connect deeper with you. So, from the previous video that I've shared, the death of my Instagram, a lot has happened. Many portals have been entered, and through that portal, I've come to many reflections and also process the resistance of that and what prepared me from this experience that I had with I guess, the death of the platform that I used to share myself, my work, and all the things that I love. So yeah, my intention is to be, at my utmost truth. First, I want to say thank you so much for all your messages, the comments on the last post, last video, whether that be, positive or negative. I'm grateful for your time and energy you've spent and, yeah, your sharings. So I want to reflect back from that and where I am now. So we are still currently in LA and moving into another place at some point next week. But first, I want to drop in with this breath to really deepen my intention with being here, right? Just a couple of breaths here and a hum. Breathing in and out. One more time. Breathing in and out. And this one, breathing in and a hum. Breathing in. Okay, here we go. What you're about to hear is the process that I've been through. And also, if it resonates to you, take it. If it doesn't, that's okay as well. You don't have to. So appreciate your time listening and watching this video. So from the last message, the last video, I shared about the grief, the the truth about how I was addicted to this platform and what's really happening to me. And where I'm at now, well, where I'm at now, there's more peace. But before that, the journey to being in this peace there's a lot of resistance and doubt that came through me and was really bringing me into this confusion to a point where I was witnessing myself going back into the same pattern. And my being honest, I was going into like some other platforms, which is accounts that was old, and just looking in there and you know I don't have it together. That's the thing. Like I keep going in it, and at the same time, I keep meeting the resistance of why I got kicked out. Of I don't want to be kicked out. Of I want to go back in there. So what happened was we went into I went into a gathering at Hainai, and it was like 800 people. Okay, there's like of all people of all my tribe, and so that gave me so much insight and also big realization. So as I wasn't on my phone, I wasn't really checking much of anything on my phone anymore as I used to. I realized that everyone was in it. every single soul, except the kids, obviously, was in that platform, like constantly on their phone, constantly checking things. And for me, that's, you know, it's nothing new. But what happened to me in that is the pull to be in it, you know, that I feel sort of out of place because everyone's checking their Instagram, everyone's checking their Facebook, and here I am just witnessing all of that, just observing, you know, to a point where I was getting a little bit anxious because I feel like people are finding each other through that, and that's how they're connecting. Because this is a huge gathering, and my old pattern was to go into Instagram and follow them or follow me. You know, that's how it used to do. And so there's all this, like, I was sad because I felt that I had to explain myself, like I don't have those anymore. However, I have this new account that's just for messaging and all that stuff. So uh, I had to find some sort of like peace in that moment, but it was really making me feel so uncomfortable when I was around a lot of people, especially after I sing and they ask, you know, where they can find me or things like that. I had to like explain. And so my I was observing myself having a conversation with others and how I'm over explaining what happened to me. And so I said, you know, why did this happen to me? So yeah, the process was uncomfortable, and I know it was bringing me more into a sense of, uh, f- I guess, you know, looking at my old self and how I used to relate and how I used to, you know, have this instant gratification of people are going to post me after I sing. People are going to, you know, see that I have all these followers and stuff. So yeah, there's definitely an ego resistance there that I didn't want to let go of because I wanted that. I wanted that fake fame, I guess. Part of me was so attached to the identity, and that's the truth, and I didn't want to accept that. And so the dying was slow, I guess, for my ego, to a point where I actually rename an account on my Instagram that I used to have, which has like not a lot of following, because it's like I was getting tested over and over again with my, you know, how I'm going to show up. And every time I go into that account, it just feels so flat, you know. I don't feel the feeling I used to have, like the excitement, the, I guess, my creativity is no longer there. So on the other side of this, not having this platform that I used to have and scroll and put all my energy and time in, I started to create art, which is doodling. Now, it didn't happen overnight because I had so many blockages in my ADHD and what do you call it? My Manny Jenny situation wants to do all the things all at once. However, every time I said to myself, just do some patterns. So that's what I've been doing. I'll show you on this video what I've been doing. Maybe I'll put a little thing on the side, a photo. Um, and so all of a sudden, I have done 5 pages every morning instead of battling myself not to open my phone. I open my journal, my book, my art book, and I start doodling things that I don't even know what it is, but when it's finished, it makes sense. I'm sure you've seen some of my doodles, and some of them are actually text in art form. So that's the ones that you're wearing. People that have got my merch, those are part of my doodling. And so, in some sense, there's something in my brain that was healing. You know, something in my wiring was reconnecting, and so I felt literally my brain is coming to this like new form of of connection, of focus, of presence. And I can hear myself more. I can hear the subtleties of the spirit and source. And I can hear my anxiety and other things that's in there as well. So I'm in all of it present. So that's what's happening on the other side with this situation that I'm in. I was in this cusp of, do I go back in and put all my time and energy into this thing again, and or just let it die fully and close it and bury it and let it compost. Yeah, there's a point where I was crying because it felt like it's not fair. It's not fair that I'm outside of this platform. And then this part of me was like, I feel so liberated. You know, a couple of people messaged me and said, hey, I can recover your account. And that's so tempting. And what I said was, my higher self messaged back to that person and I said, actually, I'm good. I feel free now. So, yeah, my relationship to it has changed completely, drastically. And I'm still coming to terms with what it means now, you know, how I move forward with my art, how I move forward with my music. How can I create a real connection to people still on this in this way? So that's the reflection. That's the reflection, really. There's more to it, but that's just part of one of the major things that was going on in myself. Having to have that full moon happen as well illuminated so much more of my shadows in terms of how I navigate that platform, that place. And so today, like 2nd of August, like today, I've declared something so strong, and there's definitely so much grief in it because it's like finalizing that old self to be, you know, to be laid to rest. So with the help of um, Aroha's card reading, it really made me, confirm, I guess, what's already being shown to me in with spirit. She reflected it back to me through the cards, through her own way of, you uh, words that really landed to me. So I can say I've finally arrived to this peace, but there was a lot of chaos. There was a lot of confusion. There was a lot of, oh, discomfort. My heart, like I'm looking into, like when I look into my Instagram account that I created, mainly because I was holding back or not wanting to let go. I look into it and see other people, and I was like, okay, there's this pattern here. So, one thing that I really want to highlight here is, if you're an artist, if you're a musician, if you are, in that creative sense of expressing yourself in many mediums, I think what I can really share is try alternative ways to share your gifts. I am not against platforms. I am against the extraction of our essence, the manipulation through those ways. I am against the shadows of those entities that hooks on you unconsciously and without your consent. So that's part of how I declared my new way of being, is to severely cut all ties with the entities, especially the synthetic ones that acts like organic, and to really be cut fully and to be returned to the source, returned to where it needs to go. and alchemized, you know. So if you're still finding your way, to liberating yourself outside of that platform, I really, really recommend for you to go in and heal something inside you that's really wanting to be seen beyond platform. Something that inner child or the inner teen or that inner self that wants to be seen fully with your presence, to anchor it and acknowledge it. And that's what's been my work. Is I've been running my system through my own fears. I've been running part of what I do in my work through outside validation. The outside validation is really strong. And, like I said, I'm not against platforms. I think it has its good and good outcome, and I'm, obviously the reason why we've connected is through those things. But I feel like we must find an alternative way to connect back with ourselves, to really connect into the community. So yeah, I think that's part of one of the things that I wanted to share. I will still sing my songs out there, and I think I will advocate more on being present, even more, even more now. And I will continue to do more work within myself so I can show up in my truth even more. One thing that was really uh, what's shown for me after I shared my last video was comments of my own shadows not being accountable. So here I am sharing that I don't have it together. You know, I'm also human experiencing all this stuff, and I will make mistakes. I will I will say something and not do it, and I'll go back to it and work with it. So I cannot be exposed by anyone else but me. I expose my own shit. I expose my own fuck ups. So I'm okay with being projected at, but I will not receive it. I will not allow it in my field. So for me, I will take responsibility and accountability with things that I feel that I haven't shown up to. And I also forgive myself, and I will do my best to show up with for me first. So yeah, thank you for your comments. For the ones that would like to connect even more beyond platforms through collaborations, co-creations, you can always find a way to me, and I will always find a way to you by email, by all the things. Email. I think that's the most important part. What else are there to say? Well, where I'm at now is I'm going to fully trust the navigation of the source, creator, spirit, to truly listen and for all the things that I've shared and given into field far and wide, I'm calling it back into myself, you know. And so where I'm at now is this: there's peace within this new becoming. I don't know what it is yet, but what I know is I just need to keep showing up in my full authenticity, whether someone is watching or not. So thank you so much for listening all the way to this point. Like I said, if you want to collaborate, events, anything like that, co-create a newer way to uh, anchor our frequency, email me or go to my website, jodame.com. You will find merch, music, and all things there. So much love from my heart to yours. Thank you so much. Boom.